so no front. Kandi and Garrett, yeah, we say what you want. Real life, real stories, yeah, we keep it real. If you're looking for the truth, this is how it feel. Conversations that matter, yeah, we bringing it out. From the highs to the lows, yeah, we talking it out. No fluff.
Hey guys, make sure if you like watching Real Talk with Kandi and Garrett, that you hit that button right below to subscribe. If you're on Spotify or another platform, follow, like. It's super important to do that. We love that you watch, but for the algorithm, it's really important that you also subscribe. All it's going to do is tell you when we have a new episode available, but it's going to create it out there to where other people start seeing it on their platforms so they can tune into Real Talk with Garrett and Kandi too. So like, follow, subscribe. Welcome back to Real Talk with Kandi Thompson and
Hannah Castiaux.
So Garrett, you guys know how this works, right? It's summer, and so Garrett's on a trip, and so we didn't think about that beforehand, or we would have pre-recorded, but we are so excited to have Hannah Castiaux with us in the studio today. You guys may remember Hannah. We've already interviewed her previously. Hannah is an author. She's a podcaster, so she has her own podcast, and so we were very excited that you were willing to I don't even know. I was thinking about that this morning. I'm like, what is it called when like you have a co-host that's not your normal co-host? I was thinking of like Kelly Ripa, and like, what does she call? Is it like, you're like cameo? You're like, I don't know. I don't know either. I was trying to figure out like our
like I could be like a guest judge, like on
You're
Dancing with the Stars.
Okay,
you know how they have like the guest judge.
Okay, she's our guest host today, Hannah Castiaux. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us, Hannah.
So glad to be back.
Yeah, we're so excited. I have to say, I'm not divorced. When you have to like get your ring worked on or something, you feel like you're not married. Mm-hmm. It's so weird. So I keep putting naked. Yeah, it does feel naked. So my ring is in the jeweler. He's just, I want to, sometimes like if my hair gets caught in a prong or something, I worry because you're like, then that means that prong is slightly up. So it's getting maintained, but I'm still married. And I also wanted to remind you guys just a little housekeeping. So if you have not followed us yet, just hit that follow button right below. If you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. And then you don't miss an episode. It automatically notifies you on your phone when a new episode is available. So make sure we take care of that. So, okay, Hannah, I'm so excited to be interviewing you today. I'm not even interviewing, you're co-hosting, but I'm so excited to ask you questions because guys, for those of you that did not watch our previous episode with Hannah, definitely check that out. It was really awesome. But Hannah and her husband just moved like 6 months ago, right?
Yep.
From Wisconsin to California. Mm-hmm. So what a gigantic move.
Yes. It's 32 hours driving.
Wow.
Big move.
Yeah. That is. And I mean, what night and day as far as like climates and culture, Yes. So I was so excited because I don't know, I think I mentioned it to you once before, but for those of you that don't know, when I was 21, I did a business internship in Wisconsin. So I was there for 13 weeks. And so I have like a perspective of coming from California to Wisconsin, but definitely not the real perspective because I was there during the summer.
Yes.
So mine's like different because it's a different summer than this, and just kind of the culture and stuff. But you coming from Wisconsin to California, and now had you ever visited California before?
Yes, I'd been here a couple of times. So I was going to actually do the marathon out in Sacramento, but I got really sick, so I couldn't do it. But we still booked the trip to come out and just visited his family and stuff like that. And then we lived up in Placerville for 1 year.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that because your husband is actually from this area.
Yes.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and then so Hannah's husband is the pastor, the youth pastor at our local church, which is a Calvary church, the Call. Mm-hmm. And so that's what brought you to this area. So you guys are doing an amazing job with the youth too. Thanks. It's so exciting. So I just wanted to, so today's episode, guys, is really going to be like, if you've thought of coming from the Midwest to California, or even like visiting from here to there, like, what does that look like for you? And kind of what things would you recommend? So tell me what that experience has been like you coming from Wisconsin and moving to California. Like what, obviously weather is a big change, but like what are the biggest things that you can say that have transpired or kind of that are different, you know?
So starting with weather, In Wisconsin, like 6 months out of the year typically is winter. Like it's lots of snow, lots of overcast. So I remember just being out here in the winter and there being like 70-degree days randomly. And I'm outside in a tank top and everybody out here thinks I'm nuts because I'm getting a suntan in the winter. But I'm like, guys, the sun is shining. Like winter depressions can be a real thing. Unfortunately, because there can actually be like 30 to 60 days sometimes where it's all cloud coverage and you don't actually see the sun poke through. So when it does, everybody's like, and you go stick your face out in the sun because you're like, oh my gosh, I just need this. But that builds a lot of grit in people of, okay, like if you got to hunker in with the snow and you got to know how to shovel or know somebody who's got a plow or a four-wheeler who can come plow your driveway for you. So that's one of the things. Lake life is super huge in the summer. So you pretty much know, everybody knows somebody who has a boat. And so there's almost a lake in every single town, actually.
Right.
And so lake life is super big. Or you know somebody who has a cabin up north. Like everybody, like grandparents and stuff, a lot of people will have like a second vacation home. Yeah. And it doesn't even have to actually be like the northern part of the state. You just say, I'm going up north. Like that. It's just,
that
it's
just means
what
you're
we
going
do.
to the cabin.
Yeah. Yep. Going to the cabin, going to the lake.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, that's like some of it is
I
just,
love that.
Yeah, it's super fun though. Like I spent most of my summers out on the water, like all the time.
That's
just
awesome.
jumping in the lake. Everybody does it.
So I've been there during the summer and I actually had the experience that I had was, so I did a business internship that we came out here to go to Wisconsin. We started in Menominee Falls and then we knocked door to door to find out where we were going to live. It was quite an experience, but I worked kind of that like Milwaukee, Waukesha, Elm Grove area. That was kind of the territory that I worked. And so we would be dropped off in our territory at 7:00 in the morning with a book bag and picked up at like 11:00 at night. And so you got to figure it out all day. And we did that 6 days a week for 13 weeks. So it was definitely, talk about grit, right? However, it was interesting because, you know, here we're in Wisconsin and we're like, it's going to be so cool, but it's humid. In the summer, it was humid. So I want to say it was probably like 80s. Is that common?
Yeah. 70s, 80s.
Yeah. So, and then, but it was very humid. So, I mean, we would come home every single night. We'd be salt. We would like, we had to drink so much water every day. It was so crazy. Yeah. And then we also had, at night. So like we, you know, you think it's 80s, like here in the summer, I mean, it gets down to, I mean, I think when my alarm goes off in the morning, it tells me what the high of today is going to be and the low of today is going to be. And so I think it's going to, the coldest it's going to get is 68 degrees today. And that's going to be in the middle of the night, right? Yep. In the middle of the night in Wisconsin, in the summer, it's 40 degrees. Yep. It was 40 degrees. All of us had colds. It was like warm during the day. And I mean, you know, you just spent a winter here. Cold in our area is 40 degrees. Yes. That's winter. Like that's, oh my gosh, it was so cold. And so that, it was so crazy to me that we all were sick the whole time we were there because we were getting warm and then we'd freeze at night. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And then you want to put your windows open to save on air, right? Because you just put it on all day. But if you don't have your air on, you get that humidity in your house too. And then, it just sticks straight to your muscles. Yeah. It's like in your muscles. But here, I didn't even I think I turned my heat on for like 1 month this winter.
That's hilarious.
Like, and I think we put the fire going twice.
That is so
I was like, guys, this is great. Yeah, and everyone out here is like, bundled up. It's so cold.
Yeah, that is like, so funny.
It's a nice heat bill this month.
So we're going to know when you're acclimated, when your heater's on, right? You're going to actually feel the real cold that we feel. Yes. Well, it's so funny too, because I feel like, you know, during like, one thing that you just said that I thought was so interesting is you have air conditioners. Yeah. I would have never thought, like, I mean, I just spent the weekend in Pismo Beach on the coast with my sister. Mm-hmm. They don't have air conditioners on the coast, even though they're in California. Like, it just doesn't get hot enough. So it's interesting that you guys do actually get warm enough in the summer to need air conditioning.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think because of the humidity with it, like out here at the dry heat, half the time I can just have the windows open and
you're right.
the fans on. Mm-hmm. But because of that humidity, the dampness of it, it just hits your body differently.
It's true. That's so true.
Okay, I have a question for you. Okay. Did you ever have a fish fry?
No.
You never had a fish fry? Okay, so that's the other thing is every Friday, like all the local restaurants or like what are those restaurants called? They're like the supper clubs.
Oh,
yeah,
how
they
funny.
all do Friday night fish fries because majority of the area there is like Catholic background, so they don't eat meat on Fridays.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's this huge thing, especially like with Lent and stuff like that. They don't eat meat.
Wow.
Anyway, so it's just kind of like there's such a big background there of Catholics that now it's like a cultural thing. Like
That's
everybody
so
just goes and
funny.
you get your fried cod or herring, like whatever.
That's crazy. No, because we worked so much, we really didn't go to what we did on Sundays is we would all meet up. So we did actually get to see some cool parts of Wisconsin. We got to go to Sheboygan, which I thought was super fun. Just the name to be able to say I went to Sheboygan. That just sounds fun. We went to Oshkosh.
Yes.
We went to Madison. And that was super fun. And then we did go to the Wisconsin Dells. You guys, they have like one of the largest water parks in Wisconsin.
Water park capital of the world.
Isn't that crazy? It was shocking to me. And it was amazing. Yeah. It was so much fun. It's fun. Then we were kind of, so like Milwaukee is like south Wisconsin. So we actually went over into Chicago and we went to Six Flags one time. That was super fun. So yeah, we were able to experience. I was in Milwaukee. They did. It was hilarious because I had never heard of Lollapalooza before. I don't know if it was in 1997 when I was there. So it was like, I don't know if that was like the first time they were doing it, but it was hilarious. We really wanted to go. We didn't end up going. I think we even bought tickets, but that was like completely, you were not supposed to do stuff like that because you're supposed to just work. And so we didn't end up going, but it seemed like a super fun thing. It was like right on the water in Wisconsin. And so the Great Lakes, I mean, and they're damn cold. They're very, very cold, those lakes. And
but they're fresh water.
They are fresh water, which is also Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is fresh water.
Yes.
So when we were, there was some houses that we stayed at when we were like first trying to find where we were going, or like if we were traveling on Sundays to go meet up with the rest of the group. And so there were some times where we stayed very close to one of the Great Lakes, and the water that came out of that faucet, like even in the shower, was so cold. I mean, it was crazy. Yeah. Yeah. So no, it was super fun. Okay. So one thing that I have to tell you, and and you guys may have already picked up on this, and it's my least favorite thing about going to Wisconsin. So I was 21 and born and raised in California. And I'm a 21-year-old college kid right out there with a bunch of others, all big group of us. Yeah. And I remember being in a house, because I mean, we were selling books through the Southwestern Company. So that was like right at the same time that the internet was coming out. Yeah. So like internet wasn't beating books yet, you know, that was their challenge. And I'd be like, let's time it. I'll look it up and you look it up. We'll see who gets to it first. And we would always win. So that was at that time though, we were in homes with kids. Right. Yep. And so I'm in a home talking to the family, and there's a bunch of teenagers there. And I remember them saying to me, the way that they thought I had an accent. And I said, the way that you guys talk to us, you have an accent. And they said, no, this is the way everyone talks. They said, this is how the news people talk. I go, you realize your news people are from here, right? Yeah. Like, they're from here. So I had this huge debate with them, like that this is the way that, you talk that way because you're from there. We talk that way. Yep. And I came home
and you had an accent. Yes, you did.
I came home at 21 years old with a friggin' accent. So anybody that's from the Midwest wants to know where I'm from. And I always say California. No, I mean, where were you originally from? No, I'm from California. But something in the way that I talk,
sticks with you forever.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. I've even asked people, like, what is it that I say? So they would say, we were in Norway last year, and we're on a train trip, like one of the top 3 train rides you can take in the world. It was amazing. And in our little like cabin that we were kind of in the kitchen cabin, and there sitting there was a newlywed couple that were from Wisconsin. Okay. And so they were so cute. And so we sat and talked to them. And as soon as I sat down, he wanted to know where I was from. And I'm like, no, I'm from California. He's like, no, I can hear your accent. So it was so funny because I said, tell me what you hear. Like, we're on a train ride. We got a couple hours. Let's take this time to do this. He said, okay, say this. I think he said, say shopping cart. And I said it. And he's like, nope, that's not it. Like, all the words he told me to say I said correctly. Yep. So I still don't know what it is, but isn't that weird?
I know. There's been a few times out here I'm talking to people and I say a word like bag or on my roof or, you know, little things, and they'll say, what? What do you, and they're like, oh, you meant this. And I'm like, that's literally what I said. So
I think mom, I remember you guys would say, let me go get my mom. That's what everybody would say. Let me go get my mom. Yeah, because we're knocking on doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so fun. And so, okay, there's a couple of very interesting things that I learned while I was out there, though, that in California, we would never even fathom that another part of the world lives this way.
Yeah.
So now this is what I was told. So I'm fact checking right now too. So
hope I'm right.
I hope I'm right, because I've been telling this story for 30 years. So that you guys have funerals once a year because the ground is too cold to bury bodies.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to store the bodies, and then once the ground, isn't that interesting? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I've been to a few funerals like that. Like, it all depends on when someone passes away, but I've had some where they pass away in the fall and it's like, okay, we can get them in before the frost.
Right.
But like I said, how we have winter for like 6 months, pretty much, like the ground is so frozen and stuff. And so, yeah, there's been times where we've had to wait till spring or summer. And so we'll have like a funeral service, but then they go and they put it's like, there's different places you can do it. Some people have it where it like almost stores a body in a wall, but it's like refrigerated or however they do that. Yeah. But then you can take it out and actually do like the burial service as the family later. But yeah, you can't just do that any time of year because you might have to shovel out 3 feet of snow.
Isn't that and the ground is frozen?
And the ground is frozen. Like, I mean, our lakes are frozen over where there's people driving trucks out on the lake to go ice fishing. Or they do snowmobile races on the lake.
That's crazy.
Like, I had just a little pond. We called it the Neosho Pond in my old town. And it was like, you could hear them just going because of the echo with the trees and everything. And you're like, okay, it is frozen. Like, you are not going to like just fall into the water.
So crazy.
But Lake Michigan and Lake Superior don't freeze fully over because they're so big, because they actually have tides in them too. A lot of people don't realize that. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
There's actually been like shipwrecks and stuff like that in them because of it from crazy storms. Yeah.
That's so interesting. That makes me want to look more into that.
So you can do like almost like scuba diving or like to go down and look into stuff.
Shut up. That's so interesting. So there's like ships underneath that oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
Yep.
Well, so this was another thing. So that was interesting to me that and they made sense, but I think just in California, or if you've never lived in a place that gets that cold, you just don't think about it, right?
Yep.
So then the other thing I thought was interesting is I heard that you do, when you have dogs, that you have to do dog poop picking up parties because the dogs have pooped in the snow all winter. And then when it melts, it all goes to the ground. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, nobody really wants to go out when it's like 10 degrees outside to go shovel it up. So I don't know if the whole community would get together and do it, but I do remember it would be like, as soon as it melts, always seeing my dad go out, and sometimes us as kids would have to go help, and that was our chore.
That's crazy. Isn't that so funny? But it makes so much sense. Yeah. But yeah, because nobody's going out with a dog. Like,
no, even the dog doesn't want to go out. Like we've had where it was like -20.
No
where
way.
You can throw the water and it freezes. Like you just throw it. Have you seen those videos?
Yes,
where it's like and then you get like icicles on your eyelashes and your eyebrows and stuff. Yeah, it's cold. And so even the dog doesn't want to go out when it's that cold. And everybody has to take their batteries out of their car so it doesn't. Even if it's parked in the garage when it's that cold,
You're kidding.
Yeah, because it probably won't start.
Your battery has to come out of your car and go in the house? Like, where does your battery? Why would you take your battery out of your car?
My dad's taken it out before when it was that cold, because sometimes
it freezes?
When it gets that, your battery, because there's like liquid in your battery. Yeah. And so you have to make sure that doesn't freeze too.
That's interesting. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. Well, so it was always interesting to me to think of those things. And I'm trying to think, I think there was one other thing and it'll come to me. But yeah, super, super interesting. And so, I think, what are some things out here that you have found are weird? Have you, or you're like, okay, this is so crazy that you guys do this.
What is so crazy that I've seen out here? I got to think about that. Y'all do not follow the speed limits ever.
No. Darn it. I wish that I could
That's
say
real.
that wasn't true. Yeah.
I'm always like, I'm driving the speed limit or like 5 over. Why is everybody like angry at me? Like I'm just,
that's hilarious.
So that's interesting. I will say there was a definite difference in this county compared to when we were in Placerville. When we were in Placerville, I remember just trying to like wave at my neighbors going up our little switchback road, and they'd just like stare at me. And so that was like my first impression of California, kind of. And then when we were going to move back, I was like, I don't know, they didn't seem like very friendly. And then we moved here and I was like, wow, it feels Midwesty of like, wow, everybody is so kind and you're waving and you run into people at the store and you just say hello or like make small talk with people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the other weird things. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. And I was trying to think like, so for me, going to Wisconsin was super fun. I loved that experience, but I do know I'm like out here. I think that I had something that I was thinking about that I wanted to tell you that it'll come back to me, but I do. So obviously if somebody were thinking about moving from the Midwest to California, what are things that you would think that you want to like, probably things to think about before coming out here? Like say top 3, like things to consider before moving from the Midwest to California?
I think there's a huge cost difference.
Oh, right.
In the Midwest, I feel like the cost of living is a lot lower. I mean, obviously it depends on the type of house and the type of job you have for like your bills, but cost of living. So you want to make sure you're at a place where you can like truly afford to live out here. Right. But, you know, I keep seeing these funny reels that are like, I'm house poor, but like this is the state I live in. And it's like they go to the beach every day or whatever. And like where we are, you have to drive a little farther to get to the beach. But there's mountains, there's vineyards, there's the desert, there's so much around to explore that if that is your lifestyle, then I'm like why not? It's so beautiful. And there's a little bit of something for everybody, it feels like here. Yeah. And it's a huge state to explore. Like, I'm like, we're only just scratching the surface here in this county. I know. And so, yeah, I would say the cost of living is probably a huge difference from the Midwest. And then I would say, obviously, finding community. Right. I think that's for anyone, is you want to be able to find those communities when you're moving, because it's so hard when in the Midwest, family is everything. Yeah. And your community, like most people I know never leave. Wow. They never leave. They all stay there. Like it's wild to go off to college. And then it's not always like the spoken expectation, but most people think like, oh, you're going to like come back and live here the rest of your life. Wow. And so to actually like leave the coop right. And like really leave it is wild. Yeah. But planes work both ways. Phones work both ways. Cars work both ways. FaceTime. Yep. My parents are proof of that. They've come out multiple times since we've moved. So, I mean, I think it's just finding that community, and you have to be secure in who you are to do it, because if you depend on that family or that friendship community, all the people you went to high school with, you can still be friends with them, but there's also this great world out here to explore. And so that would be another thing I would just say is like that part might be hard. There might be some tension. You might be like, what did I just do? But you're going to find your people. Yes. You just gotta get yourself out there. Yeah, exactly. And with that, I wanted to say one thing that I found interesting, because we travel a lot. And so when we go, we like to always know like where to go to church, right? Yeah. You're in different areas and you're like, okay, where, because there's so many different kinds of churches. Yes. And there's so many different kind of beliefs. And like a church could look really amazing and it has so many people and like completely different than it's not serving Jesus, right? So knowing what you believe in and being able to know where to go. And there's a couple of staples that I've found in that. Yeah. So knowing like even the Call where you guys, where we all go to the Call, but knowing that's a Calvary church. So knowing anywhere you go, another Calvary church is going to have the same beliefs. That's been very helpful to us. We actually, when we go to Hawaii, in Maui, there's a Calvary service that plays on
the beach. Like it's on, you're literally overlooking the water. It's an outdoor service. But we love that because we know the beliefs behind it. I also feel like Nazarene is a really safe one. You know, when you're finding Nazarene. And then also for us, we went to the Foursquare church for so long. Yes. And the Foursquares are really good. So those are good foundational churches. Like if you're looking up churches, you wouldn't necessarily know the name, but to find, because I feel like that's important. Yeah. When you love the Lord, of course you love your family, but you got to leave your family and they can't come, but Jesus comes with you. Yes. So where are you going to find those people? Right. Yeah. And so I feel like that with my girls now moving, right? Yeah. So they've been in Texas for Emily 5 years, Aaron 4, and their church was off the hook. Paradox in downtown Fort Worth. If you guys have not been there, you need to go. Pastor Jim is ridiculous. Like, it's so good. Yeah. The worship, everything is so good. And like, it's hard to leave that. Yeah. So then they're like, okay, well, we can't go anywhere because we can't leave our church. But your people are out there and God is going with you. So he's definitely going to find your people for you. But that's what I think my girls are having a difficult time with, is like trying to find that group, those people. And so especially because they're in Sacramento and San Francisco. So like they're not in our area. It would be easy for us to point them in the right direction, Yes. So I think that's for people that's also for community. That's a really great way to be able to connect and move in. And I think you guys are proof of that. Like you're just in. Do you find that in Amador County, so you guys, for those of you who perhaps are new, we are Northern California. So California honestly could be two completely different states, right? Yeah. So Northern California, we're about halfway between Sacramento and South Lake Tahoe. We are definitely in the foothills. And then there's Southern California. When I was in Wisconsin doing my business internship, everybody thought when I said I was California that we surfed. Everybody thought we lived by the beach and we surfed. And I'm like, well, no, I've actually never surfed before. It was really funny. Like, that's just the visualization out there for anybody that hasn't been to California. Yeah. So two completely separate lifestyles. I know they will say Northern California is Birkenstocks and Uggs, right? And Southern California are flip-flops. Yes. Like those are kind of your differences. I love that. Isn't that funny? Yes. So however, in Northern California, I mean, there's for us, it's I'm trying to remember what I even started bringing that up for. Let me remember. I'm kind of losing. I'm not on my right train of thought.
We've got mountain lions and rattlesnakes.
We do. We do. Do you guys have snakes in Wisconsin?
There's snakes, but I never had to deal with like a poisonous snake.
Do you have rattlesnakes?
I don't know if we do.
They don't. I didn't. I
don't think I don't think we have.
It seems like it would be too cold for snakes.
There's snakes, but like garter snakes and stuff. I don't think. I'll have to look that up, but if they are, I've never you were born and raised there, one. So But within my first year, we had a rattlesnake in our backyard here, and I was like, guys, Lord, this is my fears. Like, why are you making me face them?
Yeah. Time to move, kids. Get in the car.
Yeah. Daddy can go deal with it.
Oh my gosh, it is. It's a very real thing here, for sure, and it's hot, and especially in the summer, and you just have to be very cautious. I mean, also, like going to Tahoe. I mean, bears are a real thing. Yes. Thankfully, bears in Tahoe, they have become so familiar with people that they're not like Yellowstone bears. Yeah. Like they're going to eat your face off. Yeah. And unfortunately that's true. Like they come after scents. So like even if you have like toothpaste scent in your mouth, they're coming after you. Yeah. So be cautious in Yellowstone. But in Tahoe, like there are bears and and you're going to see them. Yeah. And I heard something one time when we were camping in Tahoe, because when, they have all the bear boxes that you're supposed to put your food in, and your garbage is supposed to be secured. But they say a fed bear is a dead bear. Because if a bear ever finds food where you're at, they're going to keep coming back every single night for the same food. So it is. I thought that was really sad.
Do you know there's also a ton of bears in Wisconsin?
Is there?
Yeah. It's like, they're like known for it. Like there's a ton of bears.
What kind? Yeah. Oh, I guess there would be because they can hibernate, huh? Mm-hmm. Wow. What kind do you know?
Like black bears.
Oh, there are. Wow. Mm-hmm. That's so interesting. Yep. And hunting. I bet hunting's
very big. Yeah. So there's lots of deer hunters. They all leave the same weekend in November all go up north and go hunting. And but big for bow or gun hunting. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, what's interesting to me is I do kind of feel like Amador County is very Midwest. Yeah. I feel like it is. Mm-hmm. I mean, we are all about our families, right? You know this. We all went to school together, right?
Yes.
We all grew up together.
Yes.
And then they leave, and you do hope they come back. Not everybody does come back, but you always hope they do.
Yeah.
But it is, and then hunting. I know one time there was a new football coach years ago at the high school, at Argonaut High School, and all the guys were saying, hey, we're gonna, I think it was the first day of football or something, like, we're gonna miss that day because that's opening season for hunting.
Yep.
They're like, nope, you miss it, you don't play. So not one person from the football team showed up to practice that day. And that coach realized you can't tell them not to show, they have to show up on open season of hunting. So that was really funny. But yeah, hunting is huge in this area too. And I mean, even eating your own, like not getting store produced meat, but like actually raising your own meat. And so
I feel like that's super big out here.
What about county fairs? So we just experienced a county fair in Amador County. Do you guys have county fairs?
Oh yeah. And there's always the country concerts. Those are super big at the county fairs. So one of my dad's best friends had horses growing up. So I would do critter care for them. I'd take care of their horses, their cats, their dogs. But he would do some rodeo stuff like roping and things like that. So I remember going to one of them to like cheer him on.
How fun.
Yeah, we'd do that. There's always the rides, the lemonades, the cotton candies, all the...
It's so fun. I love the county fair. So we were not able to go this summer. We had a very dear friend of ours. One of my girls' best friends got married at the coast this weekend. And so it's the first time. I mean, I can't tell you the last time we missed the county fair. But perfect time to do it because the heat was ridiculous. Like it went from 80s to like triple digits all of a sudden.
I know, it was like 105.
I know, it was crazy. So awesome. Okay, let me think of anything else. I'm trying to think. If you are wanting to travel to Wisconsin from California and visit, I have to say it was beautiful. So there was, I got to see Lambeau Field in Green Bay. We got to see some really cool stuff. And then
Door County?
No.
Okay, Door County is like the cutest little spot up north.
Is it?
Yep. It's got like all the cute little shops, but you're really close to Lake Michigan as well.
Oh.
Good food. There's like a place called Al Johnson's where they have goats on the roof. And
oh my gosh, you're cracking me up.
Yeah, it's like a Swedish.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, there's Door County, add it to your bucket list.
Okay,
really
Door
good.
County. You guys don't miss it. I'm remembering you guys have the thickest grass I've ever seen in my ever-loving life. Like, you can't... I learned at that time, because I'm selling books. In California, you just walk across someone's yard. You can't, because you will have footprint marks in the grass. Like, it's so beautiful and so thick. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I know. You can just roll in the grass and it's soft. So, Steve... I think that's like a big thing for the guys out in Wisconsin is like they care about their lawn. It's like part of their identity almost.
That's hilarious.
And so we moved out here and it's like all dead grass at our rental, right?
Yeah.
And Steve ripped out all the grass and redid it. And it's like, I just laugh because there's like these luscious spots. And then there's these like dead zones that I'm like, you water it the same every day, but it's where we live. It's okay.
Isn't
at least you got
funny?
the pokey things out, so it's not hurting the kids' feet. But
that's well, and
they
you
care
guys
about their lawn.
You also don't have fences in the backyards. Like
some people do, but not everybody.
It's so weird. You just literally go, like you go into the backyard, and it just is all. So it's interesting because when we were, looking at territories to work, you can tell by what it looks like on a map whether it's a wealthy area or not. Isn't that interesting? So like if they're boxy, you're pretty much in the downtown area, probably not as much money. When you get into like some of these little like niche areas that like the roads are a little curvy, that's where I found no one has backyards. Like there's no sidewalks and there was no backyards. They all just, you have this great big luscious backyard, but yours goes to the neighbors, which goes to the neighbors. Like it just keeps going.
Yeah.
I wonder what that is. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people they're neighborly. And so it's like some people have like the underground fences for their dogs.
Oh, okay.
There's some communities that have that. But,
that's true.
But overall,
thank you.
But overall, I think people, you're out mowing your lawn, working on the garden, and you're just chatting with the people next door while you do it. Or you come and you meet up, and I like that part of it because you can talk, but I also love having a fence now because I think boundary lines help people know how far you can run, meaning my children and my dog, right? Like, you can run as wild as you want, just stay in this boundary line. And that's also real for real life.
That's very true. Very true. Yeah. The open boundaries of just going are not real life, right?
Yep.
No, it's awesome. And I think that people were very kind. I thought that was something.
Yeah, it's called Midwest Nice.
Yeah, they were very kind, and it was very fun. I thought the weather in the summer was awesome. If you're going to go, definitely go during the summer. And that's when all the lake days and all the concerts and all the fun stuff is happening.
And in the fall, you get every kind of color on the leaves when they are turning. So Holy Hill, did you ever go to Holy Hill? So there's this big basilica that is near Menominee Falls. It's in Hubertus. And the colors will turn, and it looks like almost like this big castle. It's this big church. It's a big Catholic church.
Maybe I remember seeing it. Like, as I think on our way from Menominee Falls to Waukesha, I think I remember seeing some great big huge castle. Yeah, that's crazy. So that is so interesting. I mean, I feel like in Amador County or even Northern California, we do get all 4 seasons, but nothing like the Midwest. I mean, nothing like, well, I should say just the fall. We truly get all 4 seasons. You guys don't exactly get a full hot summer, right? But so the other things I'm thinking of, if you're going to be visiting, I mean, there's
and if you're coming this way, get ready to pay for all your grocery bags.
Oh, no, right. Isn't that so
you don't have
weird?
to do that in Wisconsin. I'm just trying to think of other things you don't have to do.
Yeah, that's interesting. It was a state thing a couple of years ago. It's been happening in Hawaii for a while. You've had to do it. But in California, it just started maybe like 5 or 10 years ago. You had to start paying for your bags.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So just get the reusable ones.
Yeah. I just pay for them.
Yeah.
It's
I
ridiculous.
hate that they're the paper bags now.
No, this is my thing. This is what I do when I'm in a store. They also, now that they're trying to cut back on costs because everybody gets such a high minimum wage here. Oh, that's something I wanted to say.
Yeah.
So food in Wisconsin, holy crap, the portions. I mean,
yes.
Like, oh my gosh, your plate, you're going to eat for 3 days on that plate. And then, and when I was there, which I think it's changed now, I think federal minimum wage is like $7 an hour now. But when I was there, waitresses, we would make, like, minimum wage in California when I was there was probably like $14 an hour, maybe 12. There it was $2.35.
Yeah.
$2.35. That's how much the wait staff would make.
It would depend on tips.
They would depend on tips. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It's wild.
I wonder, because at that time, that was federal minimum wage.
Yeah. So I remember when I was working at Walgreens, I started at $7.25 an hour when I was in high school. Then when I went and I did missions, came back and worked for a summer, and it went up to $9 an hour. And now I think it's probably up a little bit, but not.
Isn't that crazy?
Not that much.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. Yeah, I was chatting with one of our youth students, and they said they just started at McDonald's here, $20 an hour.
$20 an hour.
And I was like, what? I would have loved making that as a kid.
Literally, every fast food place makes $20 an hour in California. Yes, that's why KFC just shut down. That's why Burger King just shut down. Like, you can't, if they charge enough for the food that they're making, you're going to be going to a sit-down restaurant for the cost.
Yeah.
In order to pay for their employees. Because I mean, think of how many employees it takes to run a fast food restaurant.
Yes.
And it's $20 an hour. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So that was a very big difference to me too. And then the food portions and minimum wage. And so I definitely recommend, if you've never been to the Midwest, go visit. It's really, really awesome. Don't let it, I mean, we just think of it as snow, you know. Oh, and this is another thing I thought was so interesting. So, for many of you know that I own a tanning salon. And so it's just a fun random thing that we have, but I knew nothing about it prior to going in. And so we're learning all this stuff, right? So we needed to buy a new bed for the tanning salon. And who would have known that all of the tanning beds are in the Midwest or the East Coast?
Really?
All of them. It's so crazy. So like, to bring that out here, you're like, oh my gosh, that's going to be so expensive. We did end up finding the one that we needed in Oregon, but it took us a year to find that.
Wow.
But when you say that you're like in this cloud coverage for 6 or at least 8 weeks, a couple months, right? Like, that, people need that. That is the sanity that keeps there's a syndrome. I can't remember what it's called, but there's something like that. That getting UV rays definitely makes a difference.
Yeah, so, I've gone and done that in the winters there before, where I was like, I need to just like go lay in a bed for 10 minutes because I like need that for my body to feel like the warmth, but also for it to feel like the sun, because you can take your vitamin B and vitamin D and all that to try to help, but you just need it sometimes. So I was like, okay, I just need a little pick me up.
Well, and there's a big misconception out there that tanning beds do not produce the vitamin B in you, but they 100% do. Yeah. Tanning beds don't have vitamin B. The UV rays produce it gets the vitamin B going in you. Yeah. So they really do. I mean, it really does help. Oh, I almost forgot. I almost remember the name of the syndrome. It's some kind of like a winter thing that, and I know it happens in Alaska also. And, you know, like this, it's not necessarily depression, but it's almost like this syndrome where you're not seeing the sun within a period of time. So anyway, well, that was so fun. Do you have anything else that you want to share with anyone visiting? So guys, this was kind of our jump into Midwest and California, what that's going to look like coming back and forth. Anything else that you think somebody should know about the Midwest?
If you run into somebody on accident, just say "ope" and you'll fit right in.
Is that what
That's what they say? They go, if you bump into somebody or you're trying to get past them, you say "ope, excuse me," or "ope." It's OPE. It's so funny.
That's
and then
hilarious.
Look up Charlie Behrens. He's really funny, and he does like comedy stuff on like the Midwest culture, and so you can kind of get an inside look of like, why is he saying that? And you'll realize it's like all our sayings. And
that's so
like that.
funny. Yeah, because I did know, like in Wisconsin, I mean, they did say, yeah. They did say that. They say, yeah. Oh, and A. Yeah. That's right. But then like
you betcha. Yeah.
Yes, those are real. They actually say those things. And then, but then when you start getting like into the Dakotas or even in because that's when the "don't you know" comes out, right?
Yep. Don't you know?
Yeah, but I didn't hear that so much in Wisconsin.
I think that's more like Minnesota and the Dakotas.
Oh, you're right. It is Minnesota. That's right. So fun. Well, you guys, there's so many things to see. It's such a great, and all the people in Wisconsin right now are like, shut up. Stop telling California to come here. No, we're just saying visit, you guys. Listen, Wisconsin does not have to worry at all because no one in California could make it. I'm just saying. You can come out here and probably make it.
They'd freeze.
We would not make it out there. Yeah, so we're just going to visit. We're just going to come visit, give into your economy a little bit, and come back home. So,
sounds good.
Hannah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. This was so fun.
Yes. So, you guys, stay tuned. As you know, we're out every Friday for Real Talk with Kandi and Garrett, and then tune in if you are from Amador County on Sundays, because we do actually do a Getting to Know Amador County where we talk about the different areas in Amador County and people, places, things, all of that. So don't miss that. And thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you guys next week. The views and opinions expressed on Real Talk with Kandi and Garrett are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Real Talk with Kandi and Garrett, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Divine Properties, their affiliates, sponsors, advertisers, or any organizations discussed on this program. This podcast is provided for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered legal, financial, tax, real estate, medical, or professional advice. While we strive to provide accurate information, we make no representations or warranties regarding its completeness or reliability. By listening to this podcast, you acknowledge that Real Talk with Kandi and Garrett, Kandi Thompson, Garrett Gray, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Divine Properties, their affiliates, guests, sponsors, advertisers, and all associated parties shall not be held liable for any actions, decisions, losses, damages, claims, or consequences arising from the use of or reliance upon any content presented in this podcast.